about that new Cookin' Mama 2 soundtrack you've been working on?
Hey, hey. Yeah, listen. This isn't a live leak stream, okay? We're not letting loose at everything, okay?
This isn't live leak.
This isn't
No, not. I know I'm hosting this. No.
Hosting it. Well, this is the red room or the green room. Tell me right now.
Damn, bro.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the Blade onto a trailer for the Blade movie that's coming out next year. We'll see how, because imagine
like the
that
song. I was like, what
yeah,
the, like,
what better song for a trailer than Howard going, I am the Blade? Like, dude, I mean, come on, like, it needs to happen. So if anyone has a connection with like Wesley Snipes or something, like, you can just kind of like hit me up and let me know.
I got you, bro. Bro, why didn't you just ask? You talking about Mr. Snipes? I could absolutely.
Mr. Snipes.
Oh, you're talking about Wes? Yeah, me and Wes go way back. Yeah. Just but yeah, just been chilling personally. What about you, Josh? Tell us about you, man. What have you been doing musically?
I've been doing a
lot
lot
your
of
house green, so that's cool.
I painted the entire house green. I'm in the middle of getting a new green floor. This one's been cool, but it's time to upgrade to a darker green. Other than that, I've been putting gear together and getting it finally working, and then breaking something in it and having to tear it all down and start all over again. I've been doing that a lot for like the last 4 months now. Like, I've done it at least 5 times. I just did it again 3 days ago. So now I'm in the middle of putting this rig together, and then I'm pretty sure I'm gonna break this too. So
nice.
If you guys have any like crate amps like laying around, I wanna.
Dude, crate's the shit, man.
I want to try crate next. I want to do that next.
This is a very ignorant question, but who are you playing for right now, as far as projects go? Because I know you're doing the Emure and
I'm trying to think if there's any. I have a country band now that I just haven't told anybody about. But
let's go, man.
Yeah, I'm doing country now. I'm gonna be playing lead guitar for Garth Brooks. I can't keep this. I wanted to keep this going so bad, but I lost it about 30 seconds ago. I lost it.
You're going the Danny Moore snub route. I like it.
Yeah, all I'm doing is Emure. I just been writing stuff for that and like streaming all the time.
Guys, but they
breaking.
Hey, new asking. They teased a lower tuned guitar in the teaser.
We don't talk about that. I can't talk NDA. I can't talk about this.
Yeah.
I can't.
Damn, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah, can't talk about this.
And then just random question. Also, is Darko the other guitarist of Emure? Is that correct?
No, he was the drummer. He was
drummer.
Like a while back. Now he's got Darko going. He also plays drums for Spite. So like he's got Baby J's got some other stuff going on. But you know what's really funny about that? I think I'm gonna play bass for Darko.
Nice.
Yeah. Like I've wanted to play bass for so long, but nobody will ever let me play bass. Like, dude, you gotta play guitar. But nobody will ever let me play bass. And Baby J was like, play bass for me. It's like,
nice.
Yeah, okay.
Dude,
let me just learn how to play all this shit now. Okay, great.
I mean, dude,
that's super cool.
Yeah, like Darko for me feels like the continuation, also like that whole fucking Danza era you guys were doing there, and like it's cool to see that fucking go full circle.
I'm not mad at it, but having to learn that, yikes.
Yeah, you only need 2 strings, the lowest string and the highest string, and then you just
true.
I don't even think I need the high one. I don't even think I need the high one. I really don't. I mean,
just a really gnarly whammy pedal. Yeah.
Exactly. And I'm not even gonna use the pedal. I'm gonna automate it. I don't have to even touch the pedal. I can just hit open and all my notes will happen. It's gonna be fine. Yeah. There it is right there. There it is right there.
The pedal, bro. The golden.
Oh, you got the special one. You got the fancy one.
I got the.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah.
I want to go get mine now. I'm not unplugging this shit. I can't do it. I'm not doing it. No.
Bro, so remember when Rob Scallon did the biggest pedal board in the world video?
Yeah.
So he sent me 4 whammy pedals. That was my
crap.
He sent me a bass whammy. I have the one you have, and then I have 2 of the ones that I just showed. And I'm like, I mean, cool, thanks, but like, I don't.
I'll take one of those if you don't need them all.
Yeah, like, I'll send you one, bro. I have like 30 pedals upstairs I haven't touched in like 5 years.
Is it true that they are not making them anymore? Like I heard this a while back.
They were going to discontinue them. Yeah,
did they actually though?
I don't think so because it would have destroyed modern metal. Where would the guitarists go?
Yeah, well, it would be over.
Yeah, every other song is woo 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 and fucking pitch drops, bro. Like that's it. There's no way.
Because I'm just wondering. I feel like there's no way they're not making these. There's no way.
Oh, if that's true, then this is worth fucking like $5,000 now. Let's go,
dude.
Man.
I have one of those, like that model in a box. I haven't opened it yet, and then because I think you and I were talking about this, like they're not making whammies anymore, and I was kind of like, no.
Yeah. They said they were going to discontinue them. I don't know if they went through with it, but they were like, we don't, like, whatever. And I think that was insane. So that's going to be like gold for you, fam.
Exactly. Exactly. So I got one of those, like the big cool one. It's in a box. Hasn't even been opened yet.
You're just going to be fucking like side dealing just whammies. Be like, yo, you got the stuff, bro. You got the shifts, bro.
Let's just be honest. Let's be honest. If I'm playing guitar for a mirror, I should have at least 100 of those, right?
Yeah.
I should have at least 100 of those. Exactly. And I'm like, I can't even hit them up to be like, hi, what's up? Like, there's no one for me to talk to about that. But I just remember them talking about, no longer making them, and well, now here we are, and I'm just going to automate everything on the X-Effects now. It's fine.
I'd love to hear that pitch meeting of when the guy is like, we gotta stop. No more whammies. It's just too fucking much, guys. Just got back from an Amir concert. We gotta stop these whammies.
We gotta get it out of here. Get it out of here.
Big whammies too powerful.
Oh, God. And, like, just imagine, I would put, like, 5 of them together, and then automate them all. Let's just see what I can. I guarantee you, I could make a song and never play a fret and have all the notes happen between all of them. I never play a note. Never.
Bro, have you seen fucking Cal from Valzertas, his guitar playthrough, or Buster's? They have that shit all automated, and it's like they can't even explain. They can't make tabs because there's too much pitch shifting. Everything is only pitch shifted. All of the notes.
It's all over the place, and it sounds so good. Is why I'm always kind of like, there's no way you're using a whammy. I know what a whammy sounds like. And you start getting those weird algorithms and those weird artifacts start showing up. They don't ever have that. Ever.
It's like, what's the symbol for whammy in tablature? They like didn't. That wasn't written in the Bible of tablature symbols.
Wait, it's got to be like a line and then another line.
It's just the ramp.
Like that, right?
It's up, bro. Yeah.
We gotta take a page out of the Mormon book and just start rewriting history a little bit and just add that into into guitar tablature.
It's fine. People need to know. Okay, they need to know what's going on.
Dude, fucking hell. Yeah, modern metal is so different now. Like it's been evolving quickly. Like how are you what are your guys kind of like go-tos with shit nowadays? Are you keeping up with whatever the fuck is happening nowadays, or?
Bro, I'm still listening to like fucking 99 The Used. Like I don't even, bro. Okay, so to be fair, my only real growth of library knowledge of modern metalcore, deathcore is what my Discord sends me and I watch live.
Right.
So it's like, it's 99% of bands I've never heard of that all sound like the same band, and then 2% or 1% of them that are like, okay, this is actually really super sick.
Right.
And I'm not saying that to be like hurtful. It's like clearly the talent is there and the production is there. The videos look great and they're like great band. But it's all just the same thing. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then sometimes you'll have a band where it's like, okay, they're doing things a little differently. The vocalist might be like really good and they kind of do they actually write like hits. Yeah. Which I think is missing in a lot of modern metalcore, is like actually writing like a hit that is catchy.
Yeah. Dude, yeah, what was the last hit like that Bring Me Your Architects didn't fucking like, right?
I mean, Animals would be Architect.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're out there. It's just like they're so buried in the swimming pool of metalcore bands trying to emerge, and they're trying to walk through that door, and they just all kind of sound about the same, you know. Or I think the hardest thing to do is to be in a modern band where you don't just immediately get compared to another band. The
Impossible.
second that
Impossible.
but sometimes it's like you can kind of like avoid it, like if you because obviously everyone has influences, of course, but if you sound like, oh, this, like you start a song 15 seconds in, you're like, this is Lorna Shore, or like this is, you know, Of Mice and Men circa 2015, or like if it's too much, it's like you just like shot yourself in the foot, because now I just want to go listen to Lorna Shore.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So I think, and it's incredibly difficult. It's like, well, what hasn't been done? And I think it's not so much of like, what sound effect can I come up with that hasn't been done, or what, you know, chug pattern hasn't been done. It's like, just write a hit. Write something that's hooky, write something that you listen to and you're like, you can just immediately, okay, so Pretense. I've been listening to Nickelback all day today.
Okay.
And I'm doing a 12-hour stream of listening to, no, literally, I'm listening to every single Nickelback song that's ever been released, and starting from '96. We're on the third record now, When You Called, and there's 115 released songs, and we're just kind of diving into like the difference between their older stuff and when they actually had hits, and like it was writing the hit. It was just like having the hook in a song, because you can have a heavy fucking song and you can do breakdowns and shit, but if there's no hook, it's like there's nothing to come back to. You listen to the songs and it's like, that sounded like what I just listened to, that was a different band that I just listened to, that was a different band, that was another band, that was, you know what I mean? And so like separating yourself is just in the songwriting, I think, having something that people can be like, okay, yeah, you know, like going back to say Thy Art Is Murder, like Reign of Darkness, that was a hit, and it was heavy as fuck. Like it doesn't have to have singing or anything, but it's just like, you know, the destruction, like that was the hook, you know what I mean? So it's like, write more hooks and then you won't sound like every other band. So I mean, I've been listening to a lot of new stuff, and there has been a couple bands that have really impressed me. Honestly, mostly Japanese deathcore bands.
Japan goes fucking
They're
hard.
all sick. They're all sick.
So good. Like
all of them.
Yeah,
they're too good.
Yeah.
I've listened to like 3 or 4 different ones and lately on stream, and it's just like, dude, like this is crazy. It's like different. It's intense. It's just, I don't know. They fucking kill it when it comes to deathcore for sure.
Absolutely.
Dude, it was so funny because I had fucking Ryo Kinoshita on the show.
Oh hell yeah!
And I talked with him, and Yosh, who's like kind of his manager, he's from Survive Said the Prod. He does like a lot of anime music and stuff, like for Attack on Titan. And I asked them that question specifically. I was like, what's going on there with Japanese metalcore? Like, you guys know how fucking insane that shit is. And he was explaining it to me. Actually, it's all the Japanese bands trying to sound like American bands, but they can't do it like properly in that way. So they just end up sounding unique and actually really cool and different.
Wow.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It's wild because every time we check out a new band like on Twitch, if it's a Japanese band, I know immediately at least 2 people in the band are going to be more talented than anybody else I've seen that day. It's usually the fucking bass players. It's just like, even in a deathcore band, a bass player will just be fucking shredding and slapping ridiculous scales, and you're like, I don't know how it works, but it does.
He's doing
You're
something.
Not wrong. You're not wrong. I get like a fair amount in the stream as well, and they're
on another level.
Yeah, every doesn't matter who it is, they're always sick, no matter what. It's crazy.
Yeah, we could take a page out of their book, and maybe it comes from like they don't, you know, they have to try harder to break through, maybe, because if they're trying to be like, I don't know, I guess known more in like America, you have to like, but that does make sense. What you're saying, if it's like they're trying to sound like something, you know, in their own way, which creates this interesting fusion.
Yes,
it's super interesting. I never thought about it that way.
It's funny though that North American bands are getting rid of bass players, and then the Japanese bands have the best bass players.
They're all going to Japan, is what's happening.
I talked to I filmed a podcast today with Rob Arnold that was in Chimera. And we were talking about that, how nobody has bass players anymore, and he was kind of blown away. He's like, "Is it really that popular now?" And I was like, Yeah, I would say like 1 out of every 3 new bands I check out on stream or something, it's just tracked bass. That's it.
For sure.
Like,
yeah. And I've worked with producers who prefer like MIDI bass. I'll track a live bass, and they're like, no, like just delete that, redo it MIDI. Like,
could you do me a favor, and next time that happens, just clothesline the engineer? Could you just do that for me, please?
Well,
please.
also because shit's tuned so low now too that like when you're trying to get a bass in,
dude, we can do it. The things that we need to pull it off, they're out there. We can do it.
100%. And like I have 2 decent bass guitars. They're like pretty nice, and they sound good like down in A or G or whatever. But yeah, he's just like, I want it to be MIDI, and then because he has like his plugins that sound modern, and he doesn't want to deal with like having to really get the bass. It's just and multiple people too, not literally like a lot of producers now are just like like I don't like tracked bass. It's too difficult.
It's ridiculous.
Like, it's like, bro, they lose so much though. Like,
yep. Hey, you were talking about these bands. Have all of you heard of the band Orthodox?
Yeah, Orthodox throws down.
Yeah,
that's probably one of my favorites of the most recent bands that I've heard. That band is.
I don't think so.
Good lord, good lord. Hold on, Jared. Let me tell you this song. This song was so sick. I literally bought their merch because of it.
Oh, okay. Fuck. That's good conversion right there.
Yeah, I wasn't even playing around when I heard it. I was like, yeah, okay. I don't even know this band, and I'm buying their merch right now.
I might have been shown them in my Discord, but I'm not entirely sure. I'm trying to find the last band that was shown to me that I was like, okay, this is fucking sick. Give me a second.
Dude, the song is called Dissolve.
Okay.
And I'm gonna call it a breakdown, but it's not like our breakdowns. It's like their breakdowns.
Oh,
and dude, it's like around the middle of the song, and listen. I don't think I ever told anyone about this. Listening to that song by myself, after a stream one day, and it just hit me. It hit me hard that one listen, and I started I ripped half of this green screen down. I had to replace it. I ripped it down. I didn't even know I was anywhere near it, and just ripped it down. But oh my God, you hear that song? Hear that?
I have heard this, and
send it to me on Discord.
The breakdown you're talking about. You know what it reminded me of the first time I heard it?
What?
Is if a band was doing a Pantera breakdown. It's got that same...
That's swag. That's swag.
It's got that same groove and just...
But that's not... It's not like a breakdown though, right? You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like... It's a breakdown, but it's not like a breakdown. It's got some kind of flow about it that is just like... Whoa.
It's just a sick riff.
But definitely Pantera realm. I definitely feel that. Definitely.
Yeah, send it to me on Discord. I'll check it out. A couple that I've been into is that I recently discovered was Johnny Booth.
Oh, and Johnny Booth is sick.
And Better Lover.
Yeah, both of those.
That's
both of those. Super sick.
That's the fucking Greg from Dillinger, and then the other boys, from the other band, the other.
Every Time I Die, I believe it is.
Yes, coming together. They aced that sound. They fucking,
yes, they did.
They did it
so sick.
I heard Will did that recording, and wow.
Yep.
Will Putney, man.
Will is just insane too. He's a great producer.
He is awesome. We were talking about that too, about how sick he is, and I agree. He's obviously, but that recording, whoa,
it was good.
That recording is crazy, dude.
I found the one that I was talking about. It's a band called Pale Dusk.
Pale Dusk is the Japanese band, dude. They're fucking awesome.
And the song Area PD. Ooh, when I was on for 3 hours listening to deathcore and metalcore bands, and I was like, cool, this is cool, I like it. This came on, I was like, woo. I was like, okay, this is fucking sick.
I love that.
Dude,
I love that.
You got throw on their newest track is a weird pop fucking punk fusion, and then it goes pure crazy deathcore. It's that I love them because they'll throw in tango and salsa and fucking jazz and funk. That's, and you're right, when, especially what we're doing, we're listening to music all day, even if it's through Twitch or whatever the fuck. When those bands come on and it's something different and exciting, it's your brain just goes, okay, thank you. It's something that's refreshing.
Immediately special, immediately.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah. Because I don't know about you guys, but last year, I saw a nice possibility of a new style in terms of it's like modern metal, but you know, metalcore and all that. Like it seemed like trap was starting to mix with deathcore more, and I was like, well, that's gonna go somewhere. Like trap is huge, and fucking trap metal's a big
I thought
thing.
you said trapped, and I was like, no.
No, that's not mixing with shit other than fucking Pandora or wherever the fuck they get no streams on. All right, yeah,
Only on Pandora and Rumble.
yeah,
That's it.
fucking Rumble. Like that shit was going, and I was like, well, where's it gonna evolve to? You know, I want to see fucking like Scarlord on some fucking pisscore like 1056 like shit.
That'd be sick.
And,
That'd be sick.
or like Thal was also so funny after like when did Valjarta come out with that album, 2011 or some shit? Like Thal was finally fucking existing now, and even shoegaze was like a big thing, and I was like, it was really exciting. And then this year came. And to be honest, I was like, did a band do something with all of like any of these? Because like those were all really cool big things that I feel like could have seeped into different, more mainstream genres and feelings. And I was just like, what?
I know exactly what you mean. I've seen and heard pieces of them, but not like you would have imagined that movement would have gone. But it's still there, just not like over, you know, just ruining it. Basically, there's not that much of it. But every now and then, like I run across a few bands that that are still incorporating it, and I love it because I'm not really into like super shreddy stuff. That's like not really my thing. I like a feel, I like a groove, and 9 times out of 10, that's what they have. So every time I hear like any kind of artist or band like that, I already love it. Dude. I can't help it. I just love it.
Dude, yeah, even deathcore was so exciting because obviously Lorna did the thing. Fucking Slaughter is doing. There's Darko. There's Brand, right?
Did you see all the new tour dates Slaughter just announced? Headlining shows.
Is it? Oh shit! No, I didn't see. Is it?
There's one in Toronto, dude, at Danforth.
Let's go, guys! I'm sick on stream that day. I can't make it a stream. I'm sorry. Let's fucking go,
dude. Like real quick, we were talking about deathcore earlier, and like. Extreme music right now is more popular than it's ever been. Yeah. And Slaughter is blowing my mind because not only are they announcing all these headlining dates, they're coming to Nashville too. I'm going to go to that show. They don't have openers. It's just them playing for like over 2 hours, and they're selling out every show with no support.
That's sick.
Are they going to put any support on it? Or is it just that?
No. It's like Jack responded to somebody on Instagram because a friend of mine went to their show in Cincinnati and was like, dude, there's no support. And I saw Jack respond to somebody asking on Instagram who support would be. And he said, we do not have support at our headlining US shows.
Let's go. That's the most alpha shit I've ever heard.
Wow.
That's super sick. That's the most Russian thing I've ever heard.
Like, dude, how
have support.
The owner is a live bear that's in the audience.
Yeah, like how confident do you have to be? How confident do you have to be nowadays?
The mascot bear, but it's real.
Like,
that's insane. That's insane.
It's like, meanwhile, like, nothing against all these bands, but when I went and saw the first Pain Remains tour, the Ulb Sulfur, Angel Maker, Ingested, Aborted, Lorna Shore version, sick fucking show. But after 3 bands, I was like,
it's a lot.
It's like I felt like I got fucking punished, like for no reason. I'm like standing in the crowd, just like, fuck, I don't know how much more of this I can endure.
Dude.
Yeah, it can be a lot. Yeah.
It's fucking wild. That's because that show for Lorna's actually crazy live. Like you're like, okay, can they do the thing? Good. They're crazy live. But they played to the Hellfire, and like they don't play it last. They play it in the middle of their set because they want to do the trilogy Pain Remains at the end. And yeah, people like you see it. Everyone gets their phone out. They get their little TikTok moment, and then some people like they go, like they. It's kind of like sad.
That's so weird though. It's like you're there to like. I mean, I get it, and like art and is like entertainment is meant to like entertain the person, but it's almost like it's like you just like, oh, there's my thing.
Yes.
All right, see, I got what I wanted. Later, I'm out. You know, it's like, it's just like so much more care towards like getting what you want out of it instead of like support or like appreciation of the entire package.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I could be thinking too much of it. You know, maybe they have work in the morning or something, but
they had work but needed to get their TikTok real quick. Yeah.
Yep, had to get it. Had to get it.
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
I'm curious to see how the like this summer. Like I'm tour managing that US Canadian Electric Callboy tour. And I was like, how's that going to be for that? It's like, our cameras just going to be up the whole time. People are waiting for the hypa pump it moments. Like, are people actually going to pit and enjoy it? Cause from most of you guys know from touring too, like North America has the most shit crowds compared to the rest of the world.
We're spoiled.
Yeah.
We're spoiled. Yeah.
The exception of that is Montreal. Every crowd in Montreal whoops ass every time.
Electric Callboy's fun. Like, that's the thing. Electric Callboy's such a fun band. Bless their hearts. That I feel like even if there will be a lot of like, hey, fucking do the song, it's like people are there. People are not even, I don't think, there for Electric Callboy. They're there for the party, like just a good fucking time. Right. Which, like, that's such a different thing that we haven't had in metal in so fucking long.
Yeah. But again, the crazy thing is they haven't even announced the support bands for that tour yet, and there will be support. And there's like 2 or 3 shows that aren't sold out, and it's 4 months away. I mean, like, touring right now is wild, dude. Like, it's so cool to see all these metal bands like doing
thriving,
awesome
dude.
Thriving, yeah.
It's cool.
Well, I mean, you lock people in their house for 2 years, and then everyone wants to go out and party again. I totally get it. It's a perfect time for like touring. Like, and that's the thing is like when I try to plan stuff like collaborations and stuff, and like trying to contact people that like, oh, I'm on tour. It's like, you know what I mean? So it's all the time, and it's awesome. It's very cool.
Hey, Jared.
Yeah,
I'm not.
There you go. There you go. Oh wait, over here.
All right, I'll hit you up soon. I got something. I need someone for, so I'll contact you.
I'm also never on tour.
I can change that, bud. Easy, easy peasy. We can go on tour next week.
Not to derail the conversation, but I want to go back to what you were saying, Nick, about all these different sounds like being combined and stuff like that. And like I think that like if you see something that's a gap in like what you would want, just do it. Right. And I think you kind of are already, like the Death Funk thing. I think is super sick. Your Ikari, is that what it's called? Ikari.
Yeah, that's just pissed because people are doing like pissed core, actually sworn in core, which is actually Joshua Travis core way back in the day. Funny enough, everyone, that's your
Joshua
shit, Josh.
Just like invented like a genre of like pissed offness.
Yeah.
But dude, like it's super. Like if you. That's where like you can actually make a huge difference is if you're wanting to see something that doesn't exist, instead of being like, well, someone should do this, just like you're so good at doing it already, just like do it, if you have time, of course. But like that's a perfect way to like separate like what you're doing from what everyone else is doing too, because it's not being done 1,000 times,
Dude, that's I mean, that's what I've been doing with these few fucking projects. Like, I have the projects just for those things. Like, Akari's like, here's my Pisscore project. The Fonk thing is like, well, let's do Fonk because it's hilarious that it's just blowing up in the mainstream. And, like, the leader of that shit, Cord Hell guy, is the guy from Anonymous Craft who's fucking blowing up. So I have all those projects now, and I'm just trying to kind of make it super easy where it's just like, look, me, one other person. It's really simple how we get shit done. We split stuff. Costs are super fucking low. We're never going to tour with any of these. We just make music. We have fun. We release it through fucking DistroKid. And in some way tie it to some kind of short content to promote it before it comes out, right? Like a TikTok or shorts. Yeah. And then do like a full YouTube video based on it. And then you just launch the project. And it's like, that's been it's been, even for me doing this for a minute and only doing it this way when it comes to like projects and trying to get it in front of people's eyes. It's been quite the change in trying to get people's eyes on music nowadays.
Oh, dude, well, it's different because now, like, you doing these projects, it is what it is for the sake of what it is, and then that's it. Where I feel like people are so like, oh, Nick, he's in 20 bands, It's like, well, that's not quite it, because like, it's not something where like you're constantly doing shows and you're touring, you're trying to make each thing huge and you're putting all your efforts into all this different stuff. It's like, no, I am this kind of creative musician, talent, artist or whatever that I want to do. Like dude, like any song I've ever written, I have written, recorded, made a video of, posted it, and never played again. Like literally that. You know what I mean? And so it's like, well, it's easy for a lot of people to just be always in like 5 bands and like kind of write it off. But it's like, no, it's not meant to be like the olden days of you stay in one band for 20 years and you're loyal to that band. It's like, it isn't that. It's where we want to make music in ways that we enjoy that just may not exist already, or it's just something that we want to do. And it is the content for the sake of the content, and that is it. It doesn't need to be this huge elaborate thing, you know what I mean? It just I have this in me and I want to put it out and express it and move on.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Getting people to kind of like come along with that idea though, I think it is happening in like in the younger generations too. They're like, oh yeah, we're used to the internet. We're used to like all this different stuff. And I see it a lot on like my pages, people being like, well, he was in this band, he's got this, and he did Scion, now he's got this, and it's like, well, yeah, but it's not meant to be like, I'm not splitting myself between 5 or 6 bands, like hopefully one of them works, you know. It's like I'm enjoying doing these projects with people that really aren't ever going to be more than just a record or like a few songs that come out, you know, and that's totally fine.
Well, like you mentioned, man, thinking of it like content, because even with all the projects now, and even how funny enough Spotify sets up with primaries and how you can have multiple primaries. I mean, that's basically technically I have one project, it's Nick Nocturnal, and I just link all the primaries. Like I'll have Termina tied to me, I'll have Akari tied to Death Funk, and then it's just, well, like it's just me, and these are all my projects. And you make content, consistent content. I mean, I've been doing the whole 2 songs release a week thing just for the sake of like, fuck it, can I do it? Let's see what fucking happens. Like, let's just throw it out there. And
that's a lot, by the way. That's crazy.
I was late for stream because of the exact reason today. It's a lot, but that's the thing is they all have their own purposes, and I'm not just like throwing like, hey, I just sat here and just did something and then just threw it out there for it to be a song. They all stem, at least from what I'm doing, is from the short. And that's when I started to embrace short content, which I fucking hated short content because I come from old YouTube. Like, oh yeah, you know, like I love old YouTube. New YouTube is so fucking different. You know, you have to do short content. You have to then put it on your TikTok, your fucking Instagram reel, your Facebook. And if it blows up, it might not do anything unless you capitalize on it and utilize it. And that's basically been the thing. Like, I'll have a short blow the fuck up, do a full YouTube video, and release the song that all stemmed from within a week. Because that's the only amount of time you have to deal with that shit. But it pays off, but holy fuck, it's ridiculous amounts of just not.
For sure, but it's like, it goes back to you, like you said, it's all stemming back from Nick Nocturnal, which I think is cool because it not validates, but it kind of almost makes people realize how things actually work, of the people who do the writing, who do the creation, who do all the brain work and all the footwork. It's like, yeah, there are all these things, but there's only really this one entity that is the sole reason of it. So then they should follow you specifically, of like, oh, like instead of being a fan of like, say, you know, Death Funk or blah, 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 or whatever, like, yes, you're gonna like certain things like way more than others. It's like, no, like Nick Nocturnal as himself, as a person, as a musician, as an artist, you know, like, you may not like Immure, but you love, say, Glass Cloud, and you're like, oh well, you know, I am a fan of Josh Travis, because I think what he does and his creations and his art and stuff, I love what he does, so I'm gonna follow him and support him solely, instead of, you know what I mean?
Well, dude, that's like, I feel like you're right. Like, that's the new age of musician. I think all of you guys have done it. Like, none of, like, obviously you guys all have had your projects and bands, but you're known for you. You have your own like brand and identity and name, and people want what you're giving them. And I think that's something that's special, that a lot of the like other older generations of musicians, they don't have that. If they're kicked out of their band today, they are literally like nobody. It's like really scary and sad. Like, it's like they just disappear. Like, you were the guitarist of what? Oh, cool. Are you the guitarist now? Okay, bye. You know, like, no one fucking cares about you then, right? It's
unless you're Bret Michaels, you can do like Rock of Love and it'll be fine.
Unless, if you've reached the superstar status, but like there's that whole in between where like, if you know, you don't fully go all the way and make it like crazy, and like that band, like, you have to leave after 20 years or whatever, like nothing happens. You're just the guitarist of that band that now no longer exists, like that you are no longer a part of. It's kind of sad.
Have you ever found that being, well, I don't know, maybe I feel like there is a level though where like you get so big that it actually hinders new things you do, because you're oh, that's that guy.
Yes.
You know, like imagine like you know, say like Axl Rose or something. He's so massive where it's like, oh yeah, but like Axl, you know, so I'm not gonna check that out because I know him, you know. So it's like you can almost be, that can almost be a bad thing to be so known for something that people are like, they dismiss you because of who they think you are.
Right.
You know, like, oh, I saw a video of him 6 years ago. I didn't like it. He's not funny. And so now this thing he's doing, I don't give a shit. I'm not going to check it. You know what I mean? Like,
well, dude, I think on the content creator side, we've probably had to, a lot of us have probably had to deal with that shit, you know, like, hey, it's this fucking YouTuber. Hey, it's the streamer, or the, like, I mean, TikToker now, which is its own thing, right? It's like,
that's what I was going to ask you if you ever encounter that, because I'll see, like, you know, obviously if you go on to like Ultimate Guitar in their comment section, it's literally the scum of the
worst.
It doesn't matter who, dude. It could be the most amazing, beloved, whoever, and it's like, it doesn't matter. They're just like, oh well, this guy sucks because I think so, and this one reason that is not valid at all. It's all the time. But it's like you'll see stuff, specifically me, and I get it because it's like, it's what I'm mostly known for, but people will like do an article on me and they're like, who is this guy? Oh, he's a YouTuber. He's a guitar. But they don't say it. And like, if they just want to call me a YouTuber, cool. That's kind of what I am, or that's what I'm mostly known for.
Right.
But it's like, they say it in a way that's like, oh, he's just a YouTube guitarist.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, that's, you know, is that just going to be my thing now forever, no matter what I do? So like, even in the Scion thing, it's its own. Sorry, Austin. It's like its own thing, but it's like, oh well, who's the guitar player? Oh, he's just a YouTube guitarist. Yeah. Where it puts me at this level, and it doesn't allow me to go above it in any way. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's really weird. I don't know if you ever encountered that or not, but
I have. Go ahead, Austin. Yeah.
I was just gonna say I had to legally change my name to Jared Dines Friend because that's my branding. It's the one guy that doesn't have a first name, and unbelievable. Oh, he does stuff? That's crazy.
Unbelievable.
Oh, is that Dickey Allen? Oh no, just Dickey. Oh, okay. Oh, he also does vocals? I don't give a shit. I already got a Dickey.
I wish I could get on board with your
collab. Oh, this isn't Dickey Allen. Just ignore that email.
Oh, that happened to you, dude. You want to tell? You want to talk about that?
Sure. Yeah, that was a funny story. Dude, it was the Ghost Inside, their big reunion, show that they did in California. It was like that huge comeback, and we were going down there to like film it and just like be a part of it and experience the whole thing. And on our way down there, Franz from Attila tweeted at me, and he was like, "Bro, dude, stoked about the show. I'll see you there." And I was like, "That's so random. I've never talked to him before." So yeah, cool, man. I responded. I was like, "Yeah, let me know when you're there. If we could hang out or something." And then we're at the show, and going through whatever. I'm in the bathroom. I'm checking Twitter. Picture of him with Dickey Allen. The show's gonna be lit tonight. They're in Florida, and I fucking messaged him. I was like, "Did you think I was Dickey Allen when you tweeted at me earlier?" And he's like, "Dude, I'm so sorry. Yeah, absolutely." And I was like, "You don't even know who I am. That was just a complete accident, isn't it? It wasn't even like adjacent. You just genuinely thought I was a different person." It's so funny.
Oh, God.
Oh, dude, I love that story. It's so good.
Wow.
Yeah, it's great to hear it. Not so much to it's hard to be the one that it happened to. Happens to me all the time, dude. So many bands that have been like, dude, love to have you on the record, gonna be so sick, like, are you down? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. And then like a month later, they're like, "Do you think you could get that with Dines maybe on the track too?"
Oh my God.
And then now it's like a package deal, and I'm like, so you actually didn't want me on the, you just wanted Jared on the song.
Dude. Now I feel like an asshole when I didn't even do anything.
You're not the one using you for clout. Those scumlord bands that used me to use you for clout are the bad people here. And you know who you are.
Yeah. Bro, I'm so sorry. That's so lame, man. It's like, but you can't, so lame. I wish I could like, you just can't control how people are gonna be, with like that kind of stuff. But
Jesus,
I feel bad, like, God.
Well, Jerry, I know you guys have had so many people in like your crew over the years that definitely have like probably, I don't know if they've come and gone like personally or just like in content, right? But like, that must have been weird for you guys too, because you have people around and then they'd be known as Jared's other friends, right? And then just in and out, and then fucking, that must just be a weird situation for you guys, because you guys were always like the duo, and then like Tony too, right? Like, and then
and then Tony came in,
and then there was everyone else was just everyone else kind of around, and they come in and out and shit like that. Like that, how was that for you guys when it came to like relationships with those people and just like, I guess more the parasocialism that fucking people would be like talking about and shit?
I think for me, it wasn't weird because I'm still very much friends with all these people.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And it was never like, oh, we're going to do content and then I'm just not going to talk to you until we do content again.
Right,
You know, it's like people like Tony, he's been my manager for 6 years now. You know, he's doing the Dragged Under thing, which is really cool. We don't really work so much together, like closely anymore.
Right.
But for a long time we did. And so he would just be around. He'd be at my house 3-4 days a week. So I'd be like, hey, I need someone for this video. Do you want to do it? Sure. And it would be like, whoever was kind of around at the time, we just had fun doing what we were doing. So it was never really like, oh, you're here for content. You're here and then like, see ya.
Yeah.
It was always just, we're already together hanging out, you know, and like Vince, you know, he was in Rest Repose when we first started that band, and now we're doing the Daddy Rock thing, and like he does his own thing, but we've been friends for 10 years, you know, or longer. So and of course me and Austin, we go back way to like my early, like 2010, like,
damn,
you know, 12-13 years ago, where, you know, I recorded his band in my studio and we just became really close friends. And then when I transitioned to like doing like the YouTube content, actually some of the first content I did was with Austin, was like doing like underground music stuff, showcasing bands and everything. And so it just always made sense. And like we would hang out all the time. Like we've lived together for many years in different locations, and so it was always just like, hey, you want to do this? Yeah, sure. So it was just we were living our lives as we would. It was just being put on YouTube.
Right.
So we were still very much like always just friends with all these people. And then yeah, when they would show up in videos, you know, people would be like, oh, who is this? You know, a new person. And then they'd be in another video and another video. They'd get more like acquainted and familiarized. And it never was weird. There was definitely like people who were like, oh, like I want to be in your friend group, you know, like that's totally normal, you know, and like, yeah, I totally get it. It's like, you guys seem like you have so much fun, which is because we would just literally were doing things that we thought were fun, and we're just filming them at the same time.
Yeah.
But it was never weird for me. I don't know, maybe Austin had a different outlook on it. But
I don't know. The people commenting on like assuming stuff is weird. I always thought that was like an interesting part of just, you know, posting your life online. It's like it's like you're watching drama reality at certain points and you're like, oh, is this person mad at this guy or is this person doing that? Which I always thought was like a weird, like there's the parasocial thing where you're making the content in your real life, but then people consuming it just as content. You know, it's really easy to have that separation where they're just kind of I don't know, faces you watch every week or whatever. I always felt bad for our friends that became memes on on the shows, like Josh or something. Like he's just a normal blue collar guy, and now everywhere he gets recognized, people just scream his name at him, and he's like, what's going on?
Dude,
like, you're like a meme, dude. He's like, I've got a son, I'm trying to just work on my farm.
He's such a good sport. Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, yeah, he's such a good sport. He just finds it funny, but it is weird. I think people, maybe some friends we've had in videos weren't really quite anticipating the level of like, now they go to a local show and everyone is like, yo, you did that video, like how was that? Let's talk about it. And they're kind of like, well, I don't know, I was just doing a thing. Yeah, I don't know, like it's like, yeah, it's a little different, but it's just part of what we do, you know what I mean? Like, you know, and I've always like had fun doing collaborative content way more than doing solo content. At least for me, I find the joy of it is like in the hanging out with your friends, and it's in the like writing the song if you're doing a song or whatever, like which literally like are some of my biggest videos to date, where, you know, it'll be me, Austin, Vince, and Tony hanging out, and I'm like, we should just redo some old emo songs in like different styles or something. Then we spend 4 hours that night just like recording us stomping on the ground to get like a weird sound or something, and it's just fun. So I guess personally it was never like a weird thing for me, but yeah, obviously people will always insert themselves into, and it's always the people that kind of look too closely. It's like, well, in this one shot it looked like he was annoyed, and I don't know why, like maybe he's mad at or something.
A little annoyed.
Like, not at all, dude. It's like I was looking at the ground for 2 seconds, like, you know. like, but again, it's like one thing I've learned is like don't suffer the chronically online.
Yeah.
Like just, you know what I mean? Like they are a different breed of people, and I'm chronically online, so for me to say that is, you know, but anyways.
Well, dude, it's an interesting, like, it's such a weird sphere, like the whole content creator fucking sphere, especially in the metal scene. Like it evolved so much over the years, and like like there's always cool creators doing some stuff, and then sometimes they just fucking fall off the face of the earth, and then there's you know always something I've noticed the most, which kind of saddens, like, sure, everyone's figuring shit out, but like everyone is still like on the just like, how do I get in like the fucking algorithm? Like, how do I make the algorithm like me, and like the shit like that, instead of just like I'm not hearing as much of like. Is that
a real thing?
So I heard.
You guys never taken the algorithm out for dinner? Wine and dine the algorithm.
Wine and dine it, yeah.
I heard a great example or explanation of this from, I think it was like a Mr. Beast thing. He said, replace the word algorithm with audience, and you have it about right.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Where it's like, if you want the algorithm to work in your favor, then you need to make content that the audience loves and enjoys.
Yep.
Because they base it off of like how many people are sticking around to watch the whole video, how many likes are you getting, how many comments are you getting. If there's no real likes, no real comments, people are leaving like a minute and a half into the video, they're not going to push it. If people are loving the video, they watch it till the end, they hit like, they comment, oh, that was so funny. And if everyone does that, then they're going to send it to the recommended. You know what I mean?
Well,
so,
that is what the algorithm promotes, maximum time of user on platform, because that makes the platform the most amount of money. So they want people to make good shit because they promote it and keep people straggled onto the website the longest. So that's why it's like, 100%. Again, like I don't know what, like, how many times you've probably heard it from other people and maybe content creators, but like I hear it all the time. Even nowadays I hear it all the time, and it's just like, bro, like, you know, like, just fucking make like do good something
content. Just make good content.
Yeah, just make some fun, good, different shit stand out, and like carve your path. Because a lot of people, both obviously in the fucking music scene and the YouTube scene, like they just try to follow the meta, and it's like, well, the meta's dead, so now everything sucks and no one cares. And it's like, well, yeah, because you just tried to fucking follow what was popular. Like, of course.
Yeah, why are you making content? Is it because these are things you're passionate about and you're enjoying, or is it literally just to get views and clicks?
Yeah.
Because that will never work. No. You know, people can tell when you're doing something that you're just having fun or you're passionate about, and it's like, the people who, you know, get the biggest and most following, it's where that comes through. And it's like the side effect of doing what you're passionate about is getting a following and making money. If you're just trying to get a following and make money and that's all you care about, it's like, well, why?
Yeah.
Well, why? What are you, what are you putting out there that's so worth being followed for, other than, well, I just like attention? You know, it's like, well, everyone does. Of course, we all do. You know, it's okay.
I give a lot of respect to you, content creators. Like tons of respect, because I know it's got to be a lot of work. Like I will never be one of y'all. I won't. I don't even want to be. Like, I just like making my little noise in my little room. Every now and then I'll post something of it, like very rarely, like very,
Josh,
very
you've
rarely.
like fucking changed the modern metal scene before it became the modern metal scene. Like, I'm not even 100%. Understating that. Like, it's so fucking insane.
Is that if you're good enough, you can just sit in your corner and make your sounds and create a huge impact because you're so good at what you do, at the one thing that you do. The problem, I think, with a lot of like content creators is you have to be the writer, you have to be the editor, you have to be the lighting technician, you have to be the cameraman, you have to be the promoter, you have to be the director, and it's like that's a lot.
That wipes me out. Like, so when I think about when I think about you all doing everything that you do and then still going as far as being the actual content creator and posting it all, but having to do it all, dude, by the time I get done writing the thing and get it sounding close to how I want it, I'm like, I'm fucking done. Now you want me to go tear down or set up the room, get myself in the frame. Do I like this? No, lighting sucks. Now I gotta go do all it. Like, dude, no.
I've legit filmed the same way for 10 years just because I don't want to do that shit. I'm like, y'all deal with my dumbass white fucking wall. I don't care. It's white wall.
You know what I'll do? I'll just go stream. I'll go stream on Twitch. That's what I'll do.
You're just normal, Josh. You're just normal. That's the thing.
Okay.
Like, that's how people should be. Like when I was pumping out like video, like for let's say like for like 2 or 3 years, I did have a team. I had a camera guy. I did most of my own edits, but I had a camera guy. Austin helped me so much in like scripting and writing and coming up with material. And Tony, like I had all these people around me that kept me sane. Me, I hate. It's like so much, and now I have another camera guy who's really good and trying to kind of rebuild a team to get like the content out and pumping again. But yeah, dude, like that's why there's so much burnout in this field is one person doing 12, literally what you would pay 12 people to do. One person is having to do all this. You have to know how to use video editing software. You have to know how to use Pro Tools or Logic. You have to know, you know what I mean? It's just like, dude, it's so much. It's overwhelming.
And Nick's talking about multiple tracks a week, and I'm like,
well,
wait, what?
Well, I think right now you're a fine oiled machine, though, Nick. I think you have it like you have your times.
He's dialed.
Yes, you're very dialed, and I would say like stick with that as long as you want to and put out whatever because this is kind of like I think you're in like your moment right now. The next like 2-3 years for you is going to be like the big peak. And maybe longer, depending on how long you want to do it. It's really just kind of up to you. But I feel like you might, even though you kind of maybe question it or you feel burnt out, I think you are kind of feeling it. You're feeling yourself a little bit. You're like finally getting there, and I think you're going to explode over the next few years, and then just whatever you do at that point is it. But yeah, dude, when you have that, just run with it, because once that goes away and all the hype is gone, then you might, what happens, because you can't just stay up there your whole life. Like it's incredibly rare to do that. It's valleys and peaks, and depending on how you can change what you do depends on how many times you're going to peak. So when you're peaking, like peak hard. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude, I mean, that's the thing. Like, fuck, man. Oh my God.
What I mean?
It's been like 9 years, man, for us. Holy fuck. That like still fucks me up, like how long we've been doing this shit for. But like,
well, dude, it's been 9 years, but I've been practicing recording and practicing instrumentation, like drums and guitar, like 20 years.
Yeah.
It's been 20 years for me to get to where I'm at right now. And I don't think, like, that's the one thing that I tell people when they're like, oh, how do I do what you do? How do I get into being like a content creator or a musician or it's like, dude, be really good at what you do and like be passionate about it and do it for 20 years.
Yeah.
Like you can't just expect to be, oh, I've been doing it for 6 months. I don't have success, I'm quitting. Yeah. Which unfortunately happens all the time. But dude, like most bands that are successful, like 20, 30 years have been doing it. You know what I mean? Like even Nickelback, they were a band for like
Stop talking about Nickelback.
No, I'm not gonna stop talking about Nickelback, dude. They were a band for 7 years before they put out their first hit, and it was How You Remind Me. Like literally a band for I think it was 6 or 7 years before they had a hit, and it's like most bands don't last that long. So it's like if you want it, you have to just do it and 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 just not not give up. So
do it well and evolving too, and that's something I get scared with, both like the content creator side of the metal scene, but the metal scene too is like the metal scene is much more resistant to wanting to adapt and change and accepting outside influences and accepting outside ideas to grow sometimes. And it's like I always say this, like metal scene in both capacities, content creation and metal, is like you're like 3 years behind usually. Like it's just 3 years behind what's happening more in the even alternative scene or the mainstream scene. Like it's kind of unfortunate, and I want to see that grow and not get behind and stuck, because the thing is, these kids now are growing up with more of the alternative stuff, like with TikTok, and like Deftones is fucking cool now and shit like that, right? Like, and like the metal scene, if it doesn't kind of keep up with that, like there's just gonna be less and less people kind of coming here instead of the opposite. Even whether it's in the world of just again bands and touring, or YouTube content creation, or even streaming. And that's like funny enough one of the reasons I was like, yo, let's just get the boys together and do fun shit, because this is, why not? It's fun. This is what fucking people do, like it's.
Hey, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna call all of you, and you better all show up.
Fuck
too.
Yeah. Like do it. That's is that sense of like big community and it wanting to grow in this healthy manner, because And again, I don't know about you guys, but obviously there's always that, you feel the sense of that competitiveness from other people sometimes, especially some of the newer people that get into whether it's like bands that are doing well or content creators, and it's like, all right, do your thing, boy. You know, go have fun, man.
Big advocate for having a rivalry.
Yeah, and it's like, no,
Dude,
like it should be everyone like coming together and like doing fun shit and pushing it bigger, you know.
Everybody needs their Gary Oak.
Yeah.
Bro, I still get like rivalry texts from people that I've known for like 9 or 10 years in this realm, and it's like it's just kind of weird. It's always this like, it's like this weird like Big Brother thing, without like naming names. It'll be like, oh, I saw you did that thing, like that's cool. What I'm doing this month is this, and this, which is super crazy and like so wild, you know, blah blah blah. Well, anyways, you know, hope you're well. Like, it's this weird like Big Brother.
So weird. What the fuck?
Like, I see you're doing something successful. I too am doing something successful. It's like, okay, cool. You know what I mean? But it's like this almost posturing thing, and it definitely happens. And I think there is value in like healthy competition, because it makes the content, I think, better. If you're like, oh, so and so just did this, man, I got to do better than that because I want to, you know, like that's fine. But yeah, it should never get personal.
Well, because creative competition is great because it's people wanting to do something more creative and funner and better, and everyone wins because then it innovates and the space gets bigger and more creative. But like, yeah, just the like fucking statistical number competition is just like who the.
I will fully admit, and I've talked to Nick about this, but like, you know, I'm relatively newer to doing content compared to a lot of you guys, but when I first started, I did have that competitive mindset. I thought that this was like you have to have that competitive nature. And then I realized after about a year of doing YouTube, like, this is fucking stupid. Like, I've had way more fun and enjoyment doing content. Hell yeah. I've had way more fun in doing content and meeting new people and stuff like that. The second I dropped that I need to be better than everybody thing, rather than and going to that, like Nick said, that healthy thing, because it's like, it's the internet. It's not like somebody's gonna watch one of my videos and not watch somebody else's, or the other way around. You know what I mean? Plenty of internet to go around.
Dude, bro, I have that issue. Well, I don't want to like talk shit or anything like that, but it's pretty public already.
We need to show up on LSF. Come on, Jared.
No, it's just when I was doing the sign-on thing with Howard and his band Light the Torch or whatever, we the label, they didn't want us to like coexist really. It was very like you know, this is this, that is that. Just it took forever for them to be like, okay, fine, you can put it out. And then when we put it out, it had to be like nowhere near something they were doing. And I was like, but dude, like, you can literally, like, I will link Torch in my video that will send that, like, they'll see this and they'll be like, oh, Howard's in this band, I'm gonna check that out. Like, we can work as a team and stuff. And they were just like, nope, like, just get it out, be done with it, move on, don't talk about it. And like, this is what we're doing, this is how we make our money. Like, I get it, that's the label thing, I get it. But yeah, it's like, we can be so much more collaborative, and like, I'll help you, you help me. It's like, you know, like, work with me a little bit. Like, I'm not trying to steal your musician away from your label, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to take your money or anything from like, it's the fact that they even let us do it, honestly, is huge for sure. Because I know a lot of labels would be like, absolutely not, we're not giving you this guy, you know, to like use his voice for anything. But I don't know. I have my qualms with the label industry.
Oh, Jared, I deal with that shit too, man. Not on that level. If someone was like taking Howie away from me, I'd fucking be fisticuffs right there for that one, right? But like,
the big disconnect is kind of what you just said. It's the mindset of the musicians and the content creators nowadays and stuff are so more into doing everything with each other and helping each other out. And a lot of these label people are still like the old school regiment. Like, they're starting to get slowly phased out by the newer, younger people that are working at the labels. But a lot of them are still the old school mindset where they're like, no, it's all about the bottom dollar. Fuck this other band. Don't promote them. We're only promoting you. And behind the scenes, it's like the two bands are friends, you know?
For sure. And it's like,
makes no sense.
the bottom dollar can be bigger if there is that collaboration is the thing. And I just don't think they realize that. It's like, okay, like there's a platform with almost 3 million followers promoting your musician that will then promote that musician's band, which is on your label. And that could be sending tens of thousands of people to this band, but you don't want that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. The world can never have enough Howard. Also, like, come on, like, I'm not gonna. People aren't gonna listen to Scion and be like, "Oh, I'm good." Like, I'm Howarded out. It's like, no, they're gonna want more. They're gonna go find his other projects because he's doing like other projects too besides Torch. And I don't know. Like, I'm not like I get it. You know what I mean? Like, I totally get it. But
labels are very possessive of the brands that they contractually own, and it's dude, fuck, especially with like that's the thing. I love collaborating too, and like collaborating every time I'm like with a musician homie, right? I'm like, let's go. I know I could fucking text the homie right now, and they'd be like, let's do it. But I'm like, they gotta ask mommy and daddy first. Like, I get it. Like, and that's when that happens. It's like, I don't want to deal with the red tape and all this bullshit because first of all, we're gonna make something cool. Man's gonna get paid for what he's doing. He's gonna have a great time. We're gonna make good content. And the first thing I'm gonna do is promote their people to go check out the dude's work in his fucking band with my audience. And it's like, or even if they want to, I mean, even sometimes like again with the whole primary monthly listener thing, which I get labels don't want to put their bands sometimes in the primary monthlies if they're signed. The bands that don't give a fuck and are like, let's do my thing, bro. I've been doing that shit. The bands get plus 100,000 monthlies, and they're like, thanks, we got new tour offers now. And I'm like, that's great. Like, good, you should,
dude. Seriously, like, yeah, it's weird too. Like, I had a thing that happened years ago when the whole We Are Elephants label, whatever the fuck.
Oh my god, We Are Triumphant.
It was so I don't want to so
hi Greg.
Yeah, whatever he's up to, who knows. So there, I think it was Traders was on that label. And so they, I guess, were in a fight with them. They wanted their tracks, they couldn't get them. I called them out, not Traders, the label, and kind of made a big stink or whatever. And because of that, they gave Traders their songs. And then Tyler actually hit me up and said, "Yo, bro, I just wanted to thank you because of everything that you're like doing right now. We got our rights to our songs back because like they wouldn't give it to us until you showcased it on your platform." And so it was like, that should not have ever had to be that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Labels are terrified of that right now too, because we're in a time where social media has changed the music industry so much that the veil that used to be in the music industry is fading away. And the last thing labels and managers want to see are things on Twitter and YouTube and stuff like that. I've already had things happen on my channel that I've like publicly talked about, and then something's happened where you're like, whoa, like something big just happened. And you know, I did a video recently talking about it because I've had people in the industry within the last year tell me what I'm doing with my channel is not cool, because like I work for bands and I have privileged information in the music industry, and these videos that I'm doing about how much tour buses cost and how much roadies make and stuff, they're like, you can't do that. You can't discuss how merchandise splits work for bands and stuff. And I'm like, why not?
Because it makes us look bad.
Yeah. Like, listen,
rip these guys off.
And I'm smart. I'm smart with this shit. I only, out of all the years of touring I've done as a roadie, I only have one active NDA. And even then, I still don't name people by name when I tell stories and shit. I'm not in the business of outing people, but when it comes to business practices, like, managers fucking hate when roadies discuss with each other how much they're making. Because they love to be able to undercut every crew member in the industry. And if we all talk to each other, know how much we're making, we know how fucked everybody's getting. They don't want
Trust me, bro. Trust me. I've been around that so much. And it's like, for the first time ever, these labels and these managers and all these people are being held accountable by things like, you know, Twitter, or they're like, oh, well, we didn't have mom and dad, like, you know, kind of making sure that we were doing things legit, so we don't like that, you know, now we have it. And it's like, dude, if you would have just been legit and just like don't fuck people over and be good at what you do, then you wouldn't have a problem right now. You know what I mean? Like, if you treat people with respect, like so many promoters that are getting like, you know, outed for doing all this shit, like either like skimping on bands or kind of, you know, whatever, treating people inappropriately or something like that for the last 10 years. It's like, well, maybe if you just would have been a better person and actually like showed respect to people and the people that you work with, then this wouldn't have been a problem, you know. It's like, well, it's just, you know, it's Twitter nowadays. It's like, well, no, you're just shitty. Like, you're for the first time ever. Like, yes, some people take it too far with things that aren't that big of a deal, but it's like you're just being held accountable now, which you never were. So you had allowed yourself to become this like kind of not so good person, and then now finally it's like, hey, you know, I remember that, you know. It's like you're doing this thing to people you've been doing for the last 10 years and you're still doing it. Maybe you shouldn't, you know, or don't work with this person or don't work with this label because they're undercutting or they're going back on their contracts. You know, it's like back then it's like, well, what are you going to do? Attack us legally? We have, you know, the best lawyers in town. We have millions of dollars. And it's like they fear you into silence, where now it's like, well, that silence is no longer silence because I can just go on Twitter and just say exactly what happened. Like the whole Mick Gordon Doom thing.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like, if Mick Gordon didn't have a voice, imagine that.
Yeah.
Like, he got fucking shit smeared all over him for, what, years? And he has the ability to just go and say, well, actually, you know, this is, at least from my point of view, this is what happened. And it's like, he has that ability now, where back in the day, if he was on a label, he would never be able to do that.
Homie wrote a thesis, too, for that. That was a fucking
for sure,
thesis.
100%. But it's like, now you can fight back with these uber powers that you never could. And they don't like it, of course not, because they're no longer an uber power. It's like, well, just do better business practice, and then you won't have anything to worry about.
It's not even just music industry, too. What's crazy is, like, my stepmom worked for a pretty big company at one point. She's retired now, but she told me that like their customer service would take way quicker action if somebody were to like tweet about a bad experience versus somebody actually writing into customer service, because these businesses don't want this shit on Twitter, and if it gets up there, they will do anything they can to make it look better. Versus like if you just went to the company yourself, they'd be like, sorry.
Yeah. Oh, dude. I've had that shit happen with like Comcast, where I'll call them and I'll be like, I can't get a hold of them, and I'll tweet at Comcast, hey, my shit's not working. Immediately, it's like, oh, hey, like, you know, we'll contact you, or like, so sorry. And it's like, okay, come on, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
the craziest thing recently, and I think I talked to Nick about this when it happened, but you know, doing reactions and playthrough content sometimes, like I always make sure like that I talk to the label, and you know, maybe they're like, be like, hey, if I do this, will you release it so I don't get, you know, blocked or striked or
whitelist our shit.
Yeah, for sure. So, and most of the time the labels are cool if you approach them and you're respectful about it. But I've had situations where I've had labels reach out to me and say, hey, we have a new single from a band. We'll whitelist it if you do a reaction. I do a reaction, and then they just ghost me. So I've got this reaction sitting that's got a copyright claim on it. And one day I was like, I wonder if I just tweet about this and see what happens.
Oh,
dude, within 5 minutes of tweeting about this label asking me to do it, that shit was released, and I had an email from them apologizing. Oh, sorry, we didn't take care of this sooner. We just missed your email. I was like, okay.
Yeah, sure you did. Yeah, it's like, it's not important until it's like right in their face kind of thing, and then they're like, oh, like we should probably care about this.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, sorry, I meant to respond sooner. That's on me.
What about people that have like, you know, same stuff like Twitter or whatever, but they don't really have like a following? You know, like say you have a band that has whatever deal with whatever label, and I think we all know this. What's the payout on a Spotify monthly at 1 million streams?
$6,000, I think. 1 million streams is 6,000.
I've heard between 4 and 6.
Yeah.
So now let's say this band, let's say they've done that 4 times, 4 months consecutively, right? If that band hasn't seen anything, and now also the members of the band don't have a following, like they're not huge people, they're not big in that world. What would you say to them? Like if, you know, say they want to go tweet something, how do you get those like your eyes on that to help boost that up? How does that work then?
I think that's on the people who do have the platform to stand up for the small guy, the little guy. I
You
think
guys,
that's
you
what it
guys,
is.
you guys would.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's literally what happened.
Cool.
Like kind of with the traders thing, is back in the day with them was like they, you know, the individual musicians at the time didn't have really that thing, and even them platforming themselves on their band page was like, you know, it wasn't until like they saw like tens of thousands of views and like you know, then it was like yeah. So I think that's just really what it is like knowing what the right thing to do is and standing up for what's right, and the people who have the platforms, you know, speaking out about things that need to be changed and talked about, and people being held accountable for sure.
Well, it's cool that people like you, like that, really have like, I'm just gonna call it the power. You know, that people are. If you say you could post right now and say I'm taking a shit, and people are gonna look at that. It's people like you that have that power, that have other people seeing it, that you would like basically go to bat for like those smaller people. Like that says a lot, because I mean, like we were talking about, you know, like the big wigs, like they don't give a shit, you know. So seeing people like you guys that have like, you know, real power like that is very, very badass to know that.
Well, that's one of
them
freeing.
could come to you like that, you know. That's really cool.
That's one of the most freeing things is like no one fucking, especially content, like no one owns our shit. No one owns us. Like we could say do whatever, say whatever, and it's like we'll get, if we do something bad, it's on us too. Like just,
for sure,
yeah,
for sure. But I mean, I've definitely said things that were like not bad things, but were, you know, opinionated things that I just probably shouldn't have said or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think go to jail. I would want if the shoes were on the other foot, and I was dealing with something, and say it was like something that was a huge deal, and I was just getting fucked over by some company or whatever, I would want someone in my position to help me out.
Yeah.
So it's like, now that I'm in that position, I need to honor that as I would see it the other way around. I guess is kind of how I see it. You know, and with that being said, I obviously am, I can't just like every day post 20 things about like, oh, this band is mad at this, you know what I mean? But it's like, if there's something going on that's important and needs to be talked about and addressed in a whole, as like the music industry or the community, or like this injustice is happening that there's no light shed on or something, yeah, I think us who have platforms and have, I guess, more so than platform is having like a respectable reputation. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to have 1 million followers. If people are like, oh, you know, that's Josh Travis, that guy's badass, he's a legit dude, and you say something, it's like people are gonna take it seriously. And people will blow it up depending on how important it is. But you have that, you know, people know you have the reputation, like you're legit, you know what I mean? Whereas someone that nobody knows of is like, well, like, is this, you know, I don't really know this person, I don't know who they are, how they are, or anything like that. So
I had an interesting question recently. I'm kind of curious your guys' take as musicians, because I'm still touring, and I still have my you know, as a tech and as a tour manager, and I still have my YouTube channel. And I had somebody be like, do you think that the tours you're getting on now that you have a YouTube channel are operating differently because you're there? And I was like, ooh, I don't know. Cause they're like,
haven't left my house.
They're like, you would have every opportunity that if that tour was doing something shitty, you could talk about it. So do you think they're thinking differently? And I was like, I don't think so.
It's an interesting question. I mean,
maybe.
Yeah.
Like, maybe not, you know?
50-50.
Yeah. I don't know.
Think so.
I mean, I think it depends on the
it definitely depends,
specific
I think,
place. But yeah, I think if like the person that booked it knows the YouTube thing, then yes, I would absolutely say it has affected those things. But some venues are, they just don't. They're just booking another band. They don't give a shit.
Right.
But,
I'm not talking about venues. I'm talking about like when a band has hired me to come out and do an entire tour with them. Is that tour operating differently because they know I'm on the tour and I have the potential to
like are they
stuff.
not saying? Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I guess depends
like
how
they're
shady
not
the
just-
thing
okay,
is.
okay,
If it's
okay,
like they're
I
just
see.
like doing cocaine in the back, they're like, maybe the YouTuber
no,
wants
no.
it. Like they'll be down, you know. Like they'll be
I'm not
like,
talking-
fuck
I'm
yeah,
not talking
fuck
that.
Like they'll be down, you know.
Because I'm not gonna.
What just? Oh, Dan's in here. Hey Dan, we're.
My B.
Oh, Dan's in here.
What an entrance.
This is a beautiful reverb.
Just choir, everyone.
The background,
Oh, it's
man,
gone.
Oh, it's gone now.
Damn, I was hoping
Damn
for
it,
that
Dan.
cavernous reverb.
I wanted to have a big choir. We were gonna have a moment. We could have had a
No,
We
moment.
could have done the Halo thing.
Like Josh, if a band wants to rip cocaine backstage, that's not something I'm gonna talk about on YouTube. That's their
Right.
fucking thing. I
Right.
don't care.
But do they know that? You know what I mean? Like, do they might be more careful of being
Maybe.
like, well, like we could do this, but like,
Well, they want to be nice. They'll offer you some at least. They'll be like, "Do you want?" Yeah.
Yeah. But the thing is, too, is like I've been touring as a roadie for 16 years, and I do have kind of a reputation. Like people know at this point.
Dan, I think you're still super echoing back.
What the fuck? Fuck my face. BRB.
Oh man, yo, I think
We're
if you're
live.
a known person in anything,
yes,
you have traction. You're bringing more. Period. Not saying it's gonna be bazillions more or not. It's just more, no matter what.
Yeah.
Period.
Like
There's no way around it.
yeah. The crazy thing is too is like I was nervous when I started this channel when I started doing like talking about industry stuff because I was like I said, I'm not in the business airing dirty laundry, but if I wanted to, I could fuck up some reputations. I won't. I would never do that, but like yeah, it's yeah. Hi Dan.
Are we?
You're leaving me hanging.
Pretty?
What the fuck, Dan?
Pretty?
You're leaving me hanging. I'm giving you an upside down high five.
You might not be
you
there on
gotta
your
you gotta link it, bro. It's like you gotta go down.
Where am? Oh, dude.
Yo,
There we
Jared's
go.
diabetic ass had to leave once the Sugarman showed up.
All right, now that Dan's here,
Sorry.
now that
Put that
Dan's
hand
here, I'm
back,
gonna
bro.
jump because I gotta go be a dad. But thank you for having me, Nick.
Tank, thanks for coming
Sick
to hang
hanging
out
with you, bro.
Fucking
Yeah,
hell.
dude. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Take care.
Cool. See ya.
Dan, bro, how you doing, man? Fucking welcome to the shit show party we're having.
Clearly, I made that suck a whole lot. Can you guys hear me?
You're a little quiet.
Oh my fucking pants. Is this better?
A lot
Oh,
better.
Yeah.
a lot
Oh,
better.
yeah.
Fucking suck.
Oh yeah.
Dude, yeah, how you doing, homie? Fucking hell, it's been a minute.
It's been a minute, dude. I'm doing all right, man. Dealing with some life shit. Fucking loving it.
Dude, yeah,
Moving.
you had to go
Fuck
through the procedure and stuff, man. Like, how are you feeling and all that, man?
Well, I've got surgery on Monday. Nothing's fucking happened yet.
Oh, fuck, man.
Best wishes with it, my boy. Best
Yeah.
wishes.
Absolutely.
Appreciate that, my dude. It's the biggest fucking kick in my dick is that I can't be on tour with my dudes right now. You know.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
they're doing Metallica. You guys got Doc and Miles, I think it said, right?
Yeah, they're fucking killing it, but you know,
Yeah.
I want to be out there, dude. It's high time I fucking play these songs again. It's been a minute.
Right. Damn, man.
It is high time. Does anyone else want to be having high time with me right now?
Dude, do your thing. It's
High tide already? God damn.
dude. Dude, but yeah, I mean, we've just been fucking shooting the shit. Again, like it's honestly been so. I can't believe it's been already 2 fucking hours. What's up, chat? Chat exists. Yeah, we've just been fucking hanging, like shooting the shit, talking about a bunch of fucking music, metal.
Yeah, we're talking about Paddington 2 for 3 hours.
Yeah, that's that's what we were doing.
Hey, don't say anything cool without me. I gotta go get water. Don't say anything cool without me.
That's
Sugarman, I'm
ice.
talking to you. Don't
It's
say nothing
true.
cool without me.
Water,
We're talking about
freezer.
ducks and shit.
all right, everyone. Dan, let's talk about ducks. I'm fine with that. Let's go, everyone.
Yeah,
Everyone's,
dude.
Everyone's taking
So-
shit. Oh, we got Austin still.
So what's
talk about
interesting
that.
about ducks, dude? What's interesting about ducks? Do you guys think it's weird that the males dress all pretty and the girls are kind of just like
They dress.
fucking whatever?
They
Yeah,
choose
dude.
to wake up and put that on.
Yeah, dude. They're
go to
they're
the
like
duck
fucking
store.
putting glitter in their feathers and shit.
That's what that chest cavity,
kinda
so they
strange.
pick
That-
up all the glitter and wipe it on themselves.
Dan, you got to tell Austin the shark fact you told me. This was one of the first few times I ever talked to Dan, and we were on the show for the Ink album, and he told me this beautiful fact. It was one of my favorite moments I've ever had on Twitch. You have some special facts there, Dan.
Well, first, dude, I'd like you to clasp your hands together for me like this, if you can.
Okay.
So sharks have two penises called a clasper. Pretty cool.
That's like what I got going on.
Yeah, man. That's kind of why I'm like kind of feeling like.
I think Jared threw up a gang sign.
Born.
I don't think that was a shark penis. I think that was East Coast Bloods.
fucking ridiculous. Yeah, man.
Yo,
I've
sharks
watched
would
a
be
little
blood,
too
though, am I right?
Yeah, and living in a world of blue, my guy.
You're totally, yeah, ostracized constantly.
Terrible, fucking terrible. But yeah, a little too much Steve Irwin in my childhood. Sorry about that.
I love that.
Fact. Talking about shark penises, I missed something.
That was it.
Nope.
It was.
You missed.
Oh, yeah, you heard it all. There was no context. That's
that was the whole.
Fair enough.
Whole kit and caboodle.
Fair enough. Dude, yeah, it's been a minute. How's it fucking going? Congrats on Ink just like winning the fucking world in metal, by the way, man. Like that's been so sick to watch.
It's wild, dude. We just announced like a Lamb of God little mini run too, so my little child in me is shitting his pants, and then adult me is also shitting his pants.
That's fair.
Together?
So yeah.
It was you did Metallica,
Father,
right?
son, Kamehameha.
Metallica's going on right now. I'm
Okay.
home. I'm home right now because I just found this fucking tumor in my neck last month.
Oh, nice. I got a little one right here too.
Oh fuck,
Oh,
on
you
your
can
left
see
side?
it. Yeah, right
Oh
here.
fucking
shit.
hell, dude.
I'm getting it removed in like a week. But yeah.
When are they gonna drop the threamer?
Tumor boys. Let's go.
When's the threamer coming
Fucking
out?
Jesus, dude. Yeah, the threamer. Fucking Christ. Yeah, so I'm getting my half of my thyroid removed on Monday, so it's a whole
Oh, mine's not that bad.
Fuck,
Yeah.
crazy.
whole
Well,
fucking thing.
best wishes, man. Hope that
Thank
goes
you.
well.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's prognosis is good. It's just a matter of like healing up, recovering, getting the fuck back out there because I want to do these tours, dude. It's ridiculous.
Dude, I mean, you guys
only
just
live
gonna get
once.
bigger and bigger fucking tours, man. Like I don't like Ice Nine Kills. Like you guys, how long since the last record? It's been 2 years already.
Just about.
Fuck, and you guys are like more hype than ever, and it's just been 2 years of that album. Like that's crazy.
Maybe it's one. I think one. I think it's one. Wait, no, it's fucking two. You're right.
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute. It's also high time. Yeah. It's been a while.
It's been a
Yeah,
while.
so we it's high time we start making some tunes, so I'm sure that's gonna be the next thing
Dude, make some fucking
after this. Yeah.
How many movie soundtrack or how many movie clips are you gonna have in your next record? I need to know this.
If
Which
it's
movies are going to be inspired in the next record?
Superman only.
Superman
There you
only.
go.
Concept album.
Yeah,
Only
Yeah.
quotes from Superman.
I'm
Love
into it. Yeah, dude. I couldn't fucking tell you, dude, but it's an endless list. It's an endless list of goofy fucking movies that I
So
have to,
who's
like,
the
study
movie
up on.
buff? Who's the movie buff that puts these in the songs?
Oh, that's Spencer, dude.
Spencer.
Yeah, 100%, right?
Spencer all day.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fair. I love it. I think it's great.
Yeah,
think
it's
it's
a
great.
fun time, dude. It's a fun time.
Takes me back to like early like I Declare War days. Like early like
Yes.
2007, 2009.
Right, hearing like a brutal quote before a breakdown.
Yeah, exactly.
The shit, dude.
Dude,
Yeah.
it still fucking trips me. I always forget you were in As Blood Runs Black, even though that was such a big fucking like band.
That's right.
That's
Yeah.
always trips me the
Yeah.
fuck out, man.
Classic, baby, classic.
Yeah,
I
dude.
stay
Actually,
bringing
with
motherfucking
Josh, how
weapons.
long ago was that, bro?
That was
Bro.
that was with Josh?
Yeah,
And a
we
mirror.
toured together.
No,
so,
fuck it. With Tap,
No,
Tony Danza, dude.
Oh, you two.
this is like way back.
Fucking
Way
15
back.
years ago, dude. 12
Yeah.
years ago.
Yeah,
fucking hell.
Long time ago.
that's some deep
Yeah.
lore right there.
That's some
dude.
deep lore, man. Yeah.
For fucking
That is
real,
some
man.
deep
What
lore.
was that the Over the Limit tour? Is that what it was?
And I mean, dude, I don't know why. I have no idea why this is that I hear that name and it's like,
Yeah.
I just like I
Dude,
remember
well,
that
that's
tour and it's like,
traumatic, dude.
it was crazy.
fucking
Like,
real.
was it like a hard tour or something? Was it like, did we struggle through that or something?
It was like brutal summer tour. Fucking.
Is that what it was?
The,
Like-
the van situation for all of us. I remember it was a lot of like, who the fuck booked this venue?
Okay,
There's
okay.
15 bands. What the hell are you
Right.
doing?
Okay. Maybe
Yeah.
that's what it was.
think
I
that's
just
what it
remember it
was.
being brutal
Fuck.
and like there's like nothing but brutal bands on it.
It was just brutal. Every time Joel brought it, I was like, "Yo, remember Over the Limit?" And I was like, "Why did you say that? Why'd you say that?" Like, I totally remember that.
Fucking
Damn,
Christ, dude. I remember playing your angle heads like every fucking moment I could, because you just left them for everyone to like. It was a tone fest every day, dude.
It literally was. Literally,
I missed one thing about that
thinking?
tour. Yeah. I bought angles right after that shit, dude. You turned me on to that shit.
What was I thinking having that as my live rig? What?
Just bringing around 10K of like breakable goods.
Yeah, this is fine.
Breakable goods.
This is
Super sick, dude.
it was fine. No big deal. This is what we're doing. Like, won't see me doing that again. You'd be lucky if I bring an amp on the road at all. You'd be lucky.
What's going on with Tony these days?
I've never heard of her. Who's Tony?
Never. No tap dancing ever again, dude?
I've never heard any. Listen. If you were to ask me that 9 years ago, I'm like, all right, I got it. I can do it.
Right.
That dog bark was the perfect timing.
Tell me to do that right now is like, it's just pain. That's all it is just pain. Like, Nick, you can handle that.
Fuck that shit. No, I can't handle that shit.
That's what I'm saying. Fuck that shit. Why do I gotta do it? Why do I gotta do it?
I hear you, dude.
But I mean, I can't say that. Damn, I can't lie. I cannot tell a lie. I would be lying if I was to say nothing is happening. I would be lying.
Oh shit!
What the fuck? Whoa! What's happening? Whoa!
I cannot tell a lie, but I also cannot talk about anything.
Oh, I know.
Jared just made me sign an NDA, so I don't know anything. I don't know what's going on anymore.
Fuck yeah.
Watch out! We got content creators in here. We're gonna tweet at you in a second.
Hey, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I'll just delete my account. It doesn't matter.
Go in his corner and make sounds.
Oh, fuck, man.
Yeah.
Bro, we getting Alpha Omega Part 2?
No, well, you know there was always like a thing since Danza 2, which is I got in the band right after they dropped that record.
Nice.
There's always been like the numbers.
Yeah.
And then we were supposed to do the 4, like the Roman numeral. And whenever we did that, I was like, no, I want to do 4. Right, so what I'm about to give away way too much information right now, but it's so.
Is this why the band broke up because of numbers?
Do it.
Like it's not even cool. It's honestly not even cool. But to me, it's like everything. So you got the 2, then you got the 3, and then we did the 4. So the next thing is obviously the 4 with the line through it. But wait, Nick, wait. But the imagery is I gotta have somebody do this, and it doesn't have to be real, but I need somebody to have a black, like charcoal, like flat black canvas, and I need the 4 lines with the little guy through it to be like with a fingerprint with blood. That's what I need the artwork to be. So anybody that's hearing this right now, if you can make that happen, I need it to look real though. I don't want it to look like fucking CGI. I want it to look real.
I will cut my finger right now for this to happen. Yeah. I will bleed for you, Josh.
Yeah, I'll donate some blood, dude.
I said it doesn't have to be real. It doesn't have to be real. I just want it to look real. I don't want it to look like, oh, pretty. I need it to look like, just to make them dip another one, and this last one, and then the big boy. And then on the last one, it's got like the little trails coming down. That's the only thing I can say about anything. That's the only thing I can say about anything.
Sounds like a whole Passover situation, dude.
Something's about to go down. Something's about to go down, okay? Something is about to go down.
Ritual. We will summon the next record.
Oh, that'd be so nice, especially if I didn't have to play it.
You're trying to trick somebody into creating a tulpa, aren't you? They do the summoning circle with Ash, and fucking Pazuzu shows up.
Oh, it'd be so nice. It'd be so good. That's what I need, and that's all I can say about it. Until I can have that. Once I can have the artwork for it, things can start happening, because nobody can say anything about it because it's not owned. Like, we own it. So then it's just kind of like, okay.
Nice.
But I need that. I can't do anything without that. And we're all idiots. We don't know how to do anything.
Fiverr, bro.
What?
Fiverr, going
Are you asking me to give you $5? No. Give you a $5? I got you. Hold on, dude, you already know. What do you need? I still got it here. What do you need?
Dude, go Fiverr or go get some. I mean, AI can probably do that for you now.
I thought it was bad for us to use that.
You just don't tell anybody.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck cares?
He's got a good point.
Chat, do you give a chat's not even watching. They're all fucking taking a shit or they're at work with the stream in the background.
They're all taking it.
It's elongated, man.
But we're not supposed to use that though, right? Right? That was like the general consensus.
I don't know. Like, it's okay to do it, I think, but some people are like,
really?
It's like oddly plagiaristic in a roundabout way. Right, because it takes elements of a ton of different artists to create like this one thing that's already been posted on the internet. That's how it gets the imagery, but it creates a unique thing. So it's like it kind of plagiarizes, but I don't think it's not like illegal to do it.
Right.
I mean,
right?
Yeah,
I'm afraid too. I'm afraid.
One step closer to Skynet.
Bro,
I'm afraid to do it.
There's AI metal bands now.
Oh, I've heard talks about this, but is it actually there?
Did you see that Orking's Frost King fucking thing? The Orc band that's fully AI metal, and again, it's not like they have musicians create fucking riffs and samples and feed it all into a algorithm that then creates artificial, things and learns.
Is it sick?
It's good. It's actually
really.
It's honestly some of the better modern metal I've heard from that.
Really? And it's AI?
Yeah, like AI composed, AI, all of that. They're starting to get to AI mixing it. I'm like, what the fuck?
Things are getting weird.
Yeah,
things are getting weird real quickly.
Sounds good, man. So
yeah,
like that shit's advancing, dude. There's AI streamers. There's probably one right live right now. Like it's fucked up.
What?
Yeah.
There's a 24-hour live stream of a band that's like heavily inspired by Archspire.
Their dad bots. The bots.
Yeah, whatever it is. Yeah, dude, it's the funniest shit because it's like this is what like death metal sounds like to people who don't listen to death metal. You just put that live stream on, and it's literally just like.
It's amazing.
So funny. And that's just been going live 24/7.
Wait, and this is AI?
Yeah.
It's all auto-generated. It's like a bot generator.
Yeah.
I have to see it. I have to know about it because I don't know anything about anything. I don't. And like, I see, bro. I'm not even kidding you. I don't pay any attention to the internet. I don't know anything about YouTube. I have YouTube and I have like 3 videos on it. I don't know anything about anything. I never post anywhere like on anything.
Yeah.
I just.
Jealous of
I'm gonna break this one soon too.
Bro, you have fucking streams where you're in space because of how good your green screen setup is. I think
this is all I have going for me. Is everything that's green. This is it.
It's just
this
green.
Is it.
Just
this is all I got.
Just the color green. How has everyone? Oh yeah, fuck. Everyone here is stream. How is streaming for all y'all? Like fucking whether when you started or if you're still fucking going. I know some of you guys might have fucking chilled it out a bit, but like what's that been like? Because that's a very different medium, both from obviously the musician writing stuff and also just like the YouTuber content creation stuff.
Dude, I love it. It's been fun, man. I started up again in April 1st. I did it like a year and a half ago, then I just stopped for a while, and then now that I'm kind of getting my shit together, I'm doing it again. It's fun, man. It's much more personal, which I really enjoy. You can actually connect with people and feel like you're talking, even though there's obviously not a person in front of you, but you see the same names. You kind of get like these weird, like I wouldn't say relationships, but like you just talk. It's cool. I don't know. I like it. It's a humanistic element that YouTube doesn't really have, I don't think.
Yeah. Like
you can go on stream on YouTube, which I just think YouTube Live is kind of dog right now.
Not good at all.
It's not good.
Interesting.
Dude, it's fun, man. And the people I've met in the music community on Twitch are the dopest motherfuckers, like the coolest people. You can pop into a chat and you can just talk to someone. Like, it's cool. It's humanizing. I like it. It feels like a community. At least for me, anyway.
You gotta try Kick though. That's the fucking Wild West of Twitch.
I went on Kick because I wanted to look at it, and I'm like, okay, what is this site? And like, there was just like porn being streamed.
I have never seen porn on Kick. As far as I'm concerned, you're all lying.
You seem like a frequency. I go on Kick every day, and I can solidly stay.
I look. Where's the app for Kick? Where's the app? I don't want to have to go to Safari on my phone to try to find it. And when I get there, there's never been porn. Where? Where?
Yeah, all porn is blocked on Safari. You gotta use Google Chrome.
Got it. Okay, got it.
New update.
Yeah, you
I've
must
never
be in,
seen it though.
you must be in Utah. They just passed that whole thing.
Yeah, the YouPorn Utah Act.
Yeah.
Oh God. But I think that isn't there something about partners from Twitch not being able to stream there or something? Or did I just make that up?
I mean, no, like, well, if you're on a specific contract, like, there's
Yeah.
people can have an exclusivity contract. Even though now I know they took it out of the regular partner agreement that you only have to, you can't multi-stream, which I always thought that was the dumbest fucking thing. You can't multi-stream, like, you can fucking.
They allow that.
Yeah, I think they got rid of that.
No one followed it anyways. Everyone multi-streamed,
Right.
like, and just did their thing. But yeah, if you have like a contract specifically with Twitch, some of the
I
bigger
would
stuff.
definitely
The biggest
don't.
violation too is like the stuff that you can do on Kick can violate Twitch guidelines, and if you're
Yeah.
still a partner of Twitch, that counts as you representing Twitch.
What?
Yeah.
So Twitch
Even if
owns
you're
it?
not
So if you
doing
go
it on
porn on
Twitch.
Kick, you'll get in trouble from Twitch.
Yeah, Twitch is your company. You don't want boss to be
Yeah.
mad at
You're
you,
an
bro. Don't
employee
go to
of
work
them,
with a
yeah.
bad tweet. Nah, man.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, loopholes, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, exclusivity is never really a good thing, unless they're paying you good money to be exclusive.
Yeah.
Then it's
What if
like,
they pay you in
okay.
product? What about that?
Stocks, maybe. I don't know. That might be cool. But I think most of it's like, oh, we'll pay you like X amount of money. You can only stream on this site. Like they do that with the bigger streamers for sure, or have.
Yeah.
And then when their contract is up, they're like, well, now I'm going to Kick, or now I'm going to go to YouTube, or
Mixer,
and
the
they
best
actually
place.
sign Mixer, dude.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, it was good for
Pocket
Shroud
big
and good for Ninja. That was
They-
about it.
Yeah, they got paid and
They got
fucking-
big old paychecks for that one, but yeah. No, I like Twitch. I think it's cool. I think 50-50 split is bullshit.
Oh, it is.
First,
Yeah.
that is bullshit. I would say 75-25 is fair.
Yeah.
50-50 I think is bullshit. And like it's like, dude, I'll see people drop like 500 gifted, and I'm like, okay, well that's $2,500 or whatever, and you're only getting 1,200 of it. Like you just gave Amazon $1,200. Like
Daddy Bezos needs to go to the fucking moon, bro. Okay.
it's like you're
Gotta
literally
get there.
Amazon. Like, why are you taking 50-50? It's just bullshit, I think, because you wouldn't be. Twitch would not exist if it wasn't for the creators. And it's like your platform is not good enough. It's not cool enough. It's like it's just known enough.
Yeah.
It's like if Kick actually takes off, and it does, if it can maintain at like what was it 95.5 for
Yeah.
the creator, it will destroy Twitch in like 5 years, 10 years.
Well, I
Because
think it's just-
everyone's gonna go over there.
It's just healthy to have
But-
competition. Like that's so important, because if not, then you're just gonna have the monopoly, and they can do like company can do whatever it wants, right? Like,
And I
it's-
think that's what we're seeing Twitch do right now is they're going, well, who's going to do better? Like, we're taking 50%. You're still going to stay. As soon as people start leaving in large quantities, then they're going to be like, well, maybe we could do about 70-30. You know?
over here.
But again, it just goes back to like keeping these people like accountable. It's like, no, like that, you don't need that. You're taking money away from people who are trying to make a living, who are making $1,200 a month when they could be making 2,500. You know, it's like, dude,
Yeah.
it's fucked.
It's
But
it's
other than that, I think Twitch is a great platform. You know,
Yeah.
I do enjoy it, and like I said, the communities are awesome. Like the people on Twitch are just, they're all going for the same, thing. They just want to have a good time.
Yeah.
I haven't like, I'll go to the music category all the time, and I'll look for people I don't know. I'll pop in, say what's up, how's it going, or whatever. I have not come across one person who wasn't like super lovely and just nice. And it's like, yes, you're live, you don't want to be an asshole or whatever, but everyone just genuinely seems to be enjoying themselves and having a good time. So I think it's cool. I like it, man,
Yeah.
for sure.
Fucking. How about? Go ahead.
Do you stream very much, Dan, or?
Yeah, so I was streaming 3 days a week for like 8 hours at a time. Last year, I was writing my record live on stream, and it was really fucking constant. And then when I
Nice.
finished the record, I decided like I'm gonna take a little break from that shit, and then started streaming again a couple months ago, and then this shit happened, so I've taken a little break again. But
Sure, gotta take care
Yeah,
of
I was-
yourself.
yeah, and kind of talking sort of just sucks, which is like the whole game on this.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
for sure.
But the whole Twitch thing has been fucking awesome, dude. Like being able to write a record live in front of people, and like answer questions about why I'm making certain choices, or where I come up with ideas, or why I use X plugin instead of Y. It's just like it's a really really cool hands-on approach to show people how accessible that shit can be.
For
and
sure.
Also, and also not as like on a pedestal. Like all these like musicians that people look up to are just as dumb and stupid and have just as bad of ideas as you do.
Sometimes more.
Right. Like straight up. Right, Josh?
Dude, yeah.
How much can we piss off the industry today?
My whole room is green. Come on.
Yeah, dude, you can't.
It doesn't get dumber than this, bud.
I'm working on it, dude. But yeah, and I mean that with the most, love in the world. What I'm saying is like the 1% of musicians who are doing shit and like looked up to are no different than all the 99% of people wanting to do it. It's just like a certain.
Unless you're Jacob Collier.
Right. Jacob Collier is a fucking alien, dude. Not even the same thing. But just that whole notion of making it seem accessible to people is really what it's about for me, because it's just really fucking fun, man. The community aspect's been sick.
Fuck yeah. Are any of you guys, Jared, you're still streaming right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I gotta head out. You guys keep fucking talking. I'm just gonna raid you, Jared, and then you guys can fucking continue or you want to do what you want. I just want to say thank you guys for hanging with the boys. Feel free, like I said, stay to your thing. Definitely want to do this more. Like, just I fucking just shoot this shit
Appreciate the
and do
invite.
that. Yeah, you guys keep going though. I'm gonna fucking I gotta head out. But guys,
Do it
pleasure
up,
as
Nick.
always.
Love you,
Do your
bro.
thing. Do your
Beautiful
thing.
night.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.